All right, folks, the 3030 is back from the gunsmith, and we're out shooting it. I did try that one load that was really messed up. It would indeed not chamber. The other 4 for the first charge weight do chamber, so we're just gonna load those 4 and shoot them. Hey, look at that, the lever stays closed. Not expecting spectacular accuracy with the 3031 loads because of how much it damaged the neck. I think I said that enough before. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get shooting. I do not know where this thing's gonna hit. The gunsmith had the scope on. The work he ended up doing included setting the barrel back. So it is probably gonna be a little bit off. Regardless, I'm gonna start shooting for that top left target and see where we go. All right, folks, pardon the lack of target camera video here. I am about to run into some problems. I did edit out most of the range session that is to follow, but I did want to show you this short little piece so that you can see the problems I was having. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of, what I was afraid of. I don't think we're on paper. Brass looks all right. The primer is still backed out a little bit. I suppose that could be a low pressure issue, but hey, it fired. It's better than it was doing before. All right, let's aim for the center of the paper here and see where we hit. That's not a good sign. Light primer strike. That's no good at all. Dang. .2054 on that first velocity. We will try again. All right, I'm gonna go check the paper, make sure we're not in the black area. Not on the paper. I think we may be on the larger piece of paper, backing that one up. I'm gonna scoot up to like 25 yards and I'll take this shot and probably I'll try another strike on the round that didn't go off. And see if I can get this dialed in real quick. We'll start the real load work up in a second here. All right, folks, I couldn't get on paper at 10 yards. And I got to looking. See if you see anything wrong with this picture here. This front scope base is bent way up in the front because it's sitting on the adjuster for the rear sight, which has been bent way over. Let me go see if I can get this fixed. Hang on. All right, so we're on paper at 15 yards anyway. It hit just a little bit low of my aim point, so we're gonna start there. Fix that issue here. It was just a case of somebody not paying attention. That's what I was afraid of. That lever still doesn't want to stay closed real well. Well, I'm getting some dry fire practice in because the freaking gun won't work. Yep. Light strike. All right. Hey, finally got one to fire. Anyway, this is not working. Time to tear things apart and dig into it myself. So, after a significant amount of frustration, which hopefully I did an okay job of editing out so you guys didn't have to sit through all that, I think I figured out the problem. Let me splice in a video here. The hammer doesn't seem to be going all the way forward when the trigger is pulled. It seems like the split firing pin is not jumping up far enough into place to easily strike the primer. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here is the Marlin's bolt, and right here is a section of the firing pin that is pushed against and raised up when the lever is closed. That brings it into line with the other part of the firing pin allowing the hammer to strike back here and the firing pin to protrude out the front. What happens if it's not all the way up in there is the firing pin only comes out a very little bit. I'm pretty sure that's why we've been getting light primer strikes. Why my gunsmith didn't figure that out, I don't know. Now, was it worth it to go to the gunsmith anyway? Yes, because he got the headspace issue corrected, and hopefully he got things back up to standard on that end. But we need to fix this somehow. I had thought about trying to polish the surface where this rides up in to make it easier for the hammer to get it to slide in. But instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is get rid of this split firing pin thing. Now, I'm not going to talk about it too much, and I'm not going to show you the process, but basically we're going to replace the split firing pin in here with a solid one. This one I ordered from Long Hunter Supply. I found out that is a pretty common issue for the 336, at least one that cowboy action shooters run into, and the reason they typically replace it with a solid firing pin. Now, we are losing a safety feature by doing that, and that safety feature is the gun, it won't fire out a battery. There's still other safety features built in to prevent it from firing out a battery. But what this does prevent it from doing is firing when there is no locking block in. Well, we're not going to have the gun together without the locking pieces in. It's just, it's not going to happen. We're not going to assemble the gun that way. So yes, that safety feature of the split lever will be decreased, but I'm hoping that it will make things work. I have loaded up 10 rounds with some pull-down primers, just of a lowish charge weight of that 30-31. I'm going to replace this firing pin, and then we will take that 10 rounds out, shoot some steel with it, and see if our reliability has improved. Got a gap through the trees for a plate down here. I'm going to shoot 10 rounds through it with this new firing pin and see what happens. Well, that's 5 without a problem. I guess I should have checked the brass. Nothing up on the brass. I'll load 5 more here. And there's 10 rounds without a malfunction. That firing pin did the job, and that was indeed the issue. What I probably should do, now that I know that for sure, is polish up the spot that it was catching in there and use the split firing pin, just so that, I don't know if you can hear this, so we don't have the firing pin just floating. But honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to enjoy this gun just like it is now. I may replace the scope at some point, but I don't know, maybe not. It seems to be doing fine. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video on the Marlin 336. Appreciate y'all watching. Have a good one.